look at all the beauty of the earth. It's beautiful. But when you come over a city, it's like cancer.
Right.
In the body. It looks horrible.
That's right.
You know?
And you know, if you were to live in hey man, the world is just fucked up.
Yeah.
All right. What the so-called white man has done to the world, it's really a horrendous thing. They're killing the world, and they don't really care. You know, more or less, it's just about getting, you know, just pleasuring themselves further.
And that's the 2/3 of our people too.
Right.
Because how many, you know who buys McDonald's? Jake.
Right.
So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right, man.
That's the one that
hey, man.
raised their kids on McDonald's. You know,
might go to McDonald's, but they get some fries and a salad and a McCafe,
right?
And then they bounce. All right, they don't go get a McDouble. We used to call
McDouble when we came back.
The difference is Jake fuck around, they go order off the dollar meal.
Right.
Esau fuck around, get the whole meal.
Right.
That's right. And you know that.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Get a McDouble and a McChicken. And you smash that shit together. Hey, but hey, man, when Jake was in the world and you was hungry, that was what brothers used to eat.
Oh,
man.
mine was Chinese.
Oh yeah.
And the back of those Chinese restaurants be so bad. Like, how are they throwing away fresh food when that trash can smells so bad in the back? You know,
right.
It smells like shit, and it's like, this is just supposed to be trash from the day of that Chinese food being made.
Just today.
Yeah.
Just today.
Yeah.
Why it smells so bad? And then I'm gonna read down to 25, man. And it reads, but ye have set, Salakia, ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. Okay, so basically saying, man, that you don't want to hear any of the reproof, and you scoff at his counsel, man. All right, so like the brother said, the men who come out here and do this, man, hey, not everybody can just do this, man. No, to be honest, you know what I'm saying, and that's not me boasting or being proud. Not everybody's cut out to do this work, man. Because I guarantee you, that's why these other people scoff, man. They wish they could be you, man. That's right. All right, they wish they had the gall, the stones to stand out on the street and preach the Bible. This is a lowly, humbling thing to do, man.
Yeah.
All right, this isn't a confident. You know, you gotta be confident in the scriptures to do this, man.
And you know, that also shows a place of fear that's amongst the society today. Because honestly, we standing here, it honestly, you could see that they're afraid.
Right.
They don't know what's going on. They probably think we're Muslims or some bullshit like that.
Right.
And they don't realize that we're reading out the Bible. They can't even recognize the scriptures you're reading.
I got a precept to match up with that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me finish this real quick. Baba Kashab. This is 26. All right, and this is where it starts to get kind of heavy. I really like this piece. So it's the spirit you brought it out because I was going to bring it out right before that dude came up. Anyway, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your desolation cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Hey, man, that's what's coming for you 2/3, man. All right, and not only you, but for the rest of the heathens too, man. All right, the Lord's gonna mock you because you had, especially you brothers, man. And I ain't even gonna call you brothers because not all of Israel is my brother, man. All right, but you Israelites who heard this truth and you mocked and scoffed like this nigga in the window all the time, the Lord's gonna mock him when he's getting fried, man, or when the stormtroopers are stomping his punk ass pig skull in. Okay, that's the way that it's gonna be, man. And you niggas are gonna remember when you were scoffing and scorning and talking all that shit. You're gonna remember, you heathens too. You're gonna remember the exact moment when you saw the man of the Lord tell you the truth and you scoffed. Why you getting your head stomped in, man? Yeah, I can stop there. I mean, it continues to get cold, but
that actually goes with even the family members of the men pushing this word. You know, the women out there that are connected to one of these men or any man in the camps are pushing this truth. And you're giving a man a hard time.
That's right.
And busting his chops for coming out here trying to stay faithful or trying to stay faithful to these scriptures.
Right.
You're going to have to answer to the Most High.
You're going to have to tell him why all you ever tried to do was keep him from doing the work.
That's right.
All right. And you want to know, a lot of you women ain't going to have the answer, man. And it may cost you your life.
That's right.
You know,
even by your husband's hand.
Right.
Because literally my woman, Two of her friends were shot by their own husbands just this last, I think it was 2 months. Damn. Two of her friends got shot by their husbands, and each of them had 5 kids they left behind.
That's crazy.
That's a spirit being roused up.
That's right, man. Hey, you gotta be you gotta have a violent rage come over you, man, and do that.
Yeah.
All right, because most men just off the top, you can't get that mad.
No, and actually, when I read the articles, it wasn't even by accident. They literally were gonna chop the bodies up and do all kinds of craziness to them. They were already premeditated. One guy headed over there just to handle that.
Hey man, that's the spirit.
And they're 30 years old.
They was like, fuck I just put it in the ground, bro.
It's
a new one. That's a heavy spirit on that dude, man.
Yeah, and that spirit's gonna get more roused up, more faster.
Brother, I'm gonna just read to the end of this chapter real quick, and then I'll pass it to you. There's only a couple verses, and then this is 28. And then shall come upon me, but I will answer not, or Salakia, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for they hated knowledge, okay, and they did not choose the fear of Yahawah, and that's how it's gonna be, man. A lot of you Jakes, man, you choosing to fear worldly things, man. You fear the police, all right, or you fear the military, or you fear you fear race riots or whatever it is that you fear, man. Hey, your number one fear should be the Lord, man.
That's right. Fear the Lord.
Because whatever happens to you is being done through the Lord. We've already brought that out in the lesson, man. Okay, so whatever happens to you, the Lord permitted it to happen. So your number one fear should be Him. You should be getting in good standings with Him before you worry about anything else. And you really shouldn't even worry about nothing else.
No.
To be honest.
Yeah.
That's why if you don't seek Him, man, the scripture, like I read earlier, that's the end of you, man. He's gonna mock you in your day, man. In that day when that great trouble comes, all right, when the missiles is falling, when America's getting ready to be totally nuclearly destroyed, he's gonna literally be laughing, man, rolling back and forth in his chair, man.
And it says in Wisdom of Solomon that the understanding of this truth is actually immortality.
That's right, man.
Because once you understand regeneration, that you come back many times,
which is also in the scriptures, it's another subject.
That's right.
But it's a true thing.
But I'm just saying, those scriptures have so much truth and power that people are, this is the life source.
Right.
To the Israelite, to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right.
But we've turned our cheek to the Lord and chased other gods.
Exactly.
Even counseling and all that. Instead of going to the scriptures and to see how your life fits against that, you'll go to a counselor, lay your head down, say, you know what, I got touched as a child, and then he tells you, you're a full-blown homosexual, just go with it. And that's what happens to our people.
Right.
And that's exactly what that whole chapter right there talks about.
That's right.
It is the stiff-neck, hard-headedness of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American.
Or even when you catch a sickness, man, you get sick or something. Because I was sick all week, man. All right. Now I ain't gonna, I drank warm things, had some cough drops or whatever, but I prayed on it, man. Yeah. Most of the time you catch a cold, you go down for a couple days. I was able to fight it off in 72 hours, man. Now I'm out here doing the work in the cold, man. All right. You gotta have, God's holy one too. Oh, okay. All right, Con. Let me finish this.
Con, yes.
Con. And I'm down to this is we'll pick back up just for any brothers who got lost on the way. We're in Proverbs, the first chapter, verse 30. They would none of my counsel, so they wouldn't take that counsel, man. All right. They despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, all right, and be filled with their own devices. That's why you can't learn nothing, man, because people think they already know everything, man. They rely on their own devices, man. That's why when you catch punishment, man, you're gonna catch punishment of your own fruit, man, because that's what you threw out into the world, your own form of garbage. Because you're not above the Lord, man. That's like you going to learn something. All right, it's like the example that Malcolm always gives, man. That's like the old kung fu student who drops out of the school because he thinks he's colder than the master, and then he goes back to challenge master, and when he gets his ass whooped, he mad. All right, because you can't beat master, man. The Lord is the boss, man. How are you gonna have an interpretation that's better than his? His interpretation is written down right here. So what do you gotta? So you gonna philosophize? You gonna come up with a philosophy, and it's better than what he wrote down? I don't think so, man. And that's the problem with, like the brother said, that stiff-headed, bow-necked Jake shit, man. I'm almost done. This is 32 now. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them. Okay, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whosoever hearken unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from evil. All right, Salakia, from the fear of evil. All right, so when you take that you know, you put that wisdom on you, man. You know what I'm saying? When you accept the Lord's words for what they are, then you in a whole different platform than people who go running around, you know, relying in their pastor. All right, relying in somebody else teaching the word. What's up, brother? Hey, man, I recognize this dude. Hey, give this dude a card if you want one. You don't got none?
I got one.
You recognize me? Man, you ain't slick, bro. I see you, man.
I'm not around here.
You not? You look familiar, bro. Did you? So did this brother. Actually, we got a couple brothers from Cali, man. We got you going back? You going back to Cali?
I'm about to go to Israel.
You about to go to Israel? Hey, man, good luck, bro. Good luck. Yeah,
Why are you going out there?
Hey, go.
You said you going for life, you said? All right. That's cool.
Prophecy has to be fulfilled, right?
Yeah, it do got to be fulfilled.
Don't go too early. That is prophecy for Israel to get destroyed.
Yeah, they gonna get
They don't get nuclear weapon dropped on them.
It's prophecy for this body to get destroyed.
That's true too.
Everybody got their own mission.
Yeah, that's true too. I ain't gonna stop you, brother. You do what you do.
That's the word.
Yeah, hey, man, let him go, bro. We in the lesson. Hey, go ahead. Hold what you got, brother.
And this is Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahawah, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. For Christ, Hamashiach, is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. And going down to verse 7, or Slaki, verse 6.
If I could say something like that. What he just read, where he said the righteousness for each man. Could you read that last end of that script up? The righteousness, the Lord.
For Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth.
That's right.
Because righteousness is the keeping of the law. So Yahawashi HaMashiach, which is the real name of who people call ignorantly Jesus Christ, he is the keeping of that law through faith to him.
That's right.
You see? So he is that righteousness. He's that righteous covering, but he only comes to cover a certain nationality of people.
That's right. And on top of that, only the elect of that nation.
And that's right. A small elect, because it's only going to be 1/3 and 144,000 of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American race.
And then, you know, and the 144 doesn't make up the entire 1/3.
No.
All right, we completely understand that, but they're gonna make up a large amount, man.
And going down to verse 6. But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise. Say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is, to bring Hamashiach down from above. Or, who shall descend into the deep? That is, to bring up Hamashiach again from the dead. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach.
And see, like he just said, who are you to think you're going to raise Hamashiach?
That's right.
That's why, like a lot of these Christians, they go to Israel and they go and will try to walk, what is it, Dal Dolores? Yeah, they walk the path of, they believe that Yahawashi walked, you know, and that's exactly what that scripture is talking about.
Right.
Because our faith really don't have no power except for what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi allows it.
Right.
Because even if they're people that believe, their faith really is in vain, because he only has a chosen elect.
Say, man, like the brother said, basically, man, we are just grasshoppers, man.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't nothing, man. You know, we just fortunate enough to understand what the scriptures talk about, and we only have that ability through the elders, man. Which, in all honesty, if you ain't paying homage to them, all right, or giving them the credit for this knowledge, then you ain't really anything either. No. To be honest, but a reprobate. All right.
And that explains our intro. Every time we do a video, we sit down, we give all praise and glory to Yahawah, hasham, Yahawashi, and then we give double honors to our elders, and they're only given to us by Yahawah, hasham, Yahawashi. And they only been able to endure as long as they have, only because he allows Yahawah, the Father, through Yahawashi, allows them to carry on.
That's right.
And that's why we give all praise and glory and double honors to our elders.
Hey, man, they've been out here what? How many winters the elders been through?
30, yeah, over 30 years.
30? 35? That's a lot of winters, man. Come out here and push this truth, man. That's a lot of work, man. Right. So
we used to the nutsacks, bro.
right. So yeah, man. Hey, they've been pushing the word when we was swimming, man.
They was making videos before there was videos to be uploaded onto the
Didn't they go 8 years without a camera?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Think of all that information, man, that's lost somewhere. You
But
know?
it's not lost. I mean, this is just to get it out, mass producing now. Like you said, time's coming where prophecy has to be fulfilled.
That's right.
People know this shit is coming to an end. And I'm not gonna say excuse me for my rude speech, because I am not lack of knowledge.
That's right.
I use kosher words, a little bit of salt, because I am of Yahawashi. That's my tribe. I have a little bit of salt. So, excuse me not for my rude speech, but people know this is coming to the end.
Cursing and cussing are two different things, man. People don't really understand that. So, you know, you can't...
I'm not throwing curses at
people. And to be honest, man, if you can't deal with rude speech and you're effeminate, we don't want to deal with you anyway.
Because
and the Lord ain't dealing with you, man.
Yahawashi used rude speech.
He was cursed. Hey, man, him and the disciples cursed people out on the reg.
That shit just means filth.
That was
That's really what it means. It means filth.
And see, what it really is, our brother broke it down. The brother in England. I forget the brother's name, but he broke it down, man. When you they just, what it basically is, it's just not, it's not favorable, you know. In our society, people say they
unsavory,
right? They use you know, they use other words to make it lighter, but it just like the word shit, like you said, it just comes from that German Slavic. So it's actually not of the Roman. It's not the way that the Romans would say shit, which is how you know that we live in Babylon today, man. That this is still just Rome the second, because it's still an unfavorable word to this day. It's distasteful to the Edomites. So therefore, it's a curse word. That's all that really comes down to. Cursing and cussing, two different things, man. I know you got that script down there, brother. You still got that? Yeah, go ahead. I know you probably got a couple by now.
I got quite a few. All right, this is Jeremiah, chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." Because that's what the Lord was known for, is that great deliverance from Egypt, right? Well, that's not going to be that deliverance anymore. We're going to see what the deliverance will be. It says, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them." So the Lord is ultimately gonna deliver his elect, which are most of them are in America, and also scattered around the earth. It says, "And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." Which, if you read the scripture, you know that they're not going to be brought back into the land until it's by the Lord's hand, physically. All right, not by America. How the Jews over there today got over there was by America. The Lord is going to be known for that deliverance. The Lord is going to be known to gather them, because it says they're going to be scattered amongst all the face of the earth, and in the land of the north, which is America.
They're going to be scattered across every continent, man.
And then it says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them." All right, so that's what we're doing. We're out here fishing for the elect. We're out here just teaching them. We're not trying to convert nobody, no religion. We're just out here fishing for the elect, man. And hey, it's up to the Lord whether you're going to hearken or not. That's why he pulled up the